Hey, Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chachadash, the ones of the apostles of great millstone that rule well, and Shalom to brothers in the highways and byways doing the works sincerely and faithfully and continually fighting the good fight of faith. Lord willing, we're found in that number to be delivered. And likewise for some of you sisters out there who truly trust and believe in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, may you be found worthy as well. All right. So this lesson is going to be about catching hell. And I may just title it in Catching Hell. All right. Because, when you come into this truth, man, when you come into this fold, catching hell is pretty much a part of this truth, man. No matter how you slice it, catching hell is a component of being in this truth, right? And a lot of people don't realize or understand, I should say, that the ways of this world teaching you about waking up, so to say, you people are taught that, and you teach that once you find the Lord, that gray cloud is going to move from over your head and your life is going to be full of plenty and bliss. And that's far from the case, man, because the Lord don't work like that. All right. And this is once again a reason why people can't receive some of the dark sayings that we speak. All right. Because the Lord has not opened your mind and your spirit up to receive any of this. All right. So from here, we're going to go to the first scripture, Hebrews chapter 12. And I'm going to start at verse 5 and work our way down. And it says, "And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord." All right. So catching hell is a chastening of the Lord. We understand and know that all things are of the Lord. So therefore, anytime you're catching hell, anytime you're going through a rough patch or some tribulation, that's of the Lord, man. Okay? And it says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked by him." You see? And when you catch hell, it's all of the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. He also is purging us. He's also, refining us, if you will. And you're going to catch hell, man. Whether it be from your family, whether it be from your job, whether it be from just being out in public, man. And all the shit that goes along with, your body being ill, sick, not, getting fired from your job, losing your woman, losing your family. All these things are parts of hell that you're going to undergo and endure when you come into this thing. All right. Before you come into the truth, you may be a man, a family man. You bring home, the cash to pay the bills and the family's all, tight. And then you find the truth. And then you heard some brother speaking. And then your ears were open. And then you decided to go out to a camp and see, for yourself the real deal, if you will. You know what the end result's gonna be? Because I'll say this, you got a lot of men out there who have women who believe. All right? But a larger portion of brothers who have women out there, their women don't believe. And then you catch that hell. All right? Wife, 2 kids, nice little, place to live. You come into the truth, divorce, child support, no place to live. And that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. I've seen many men, come into this fold and lose their women or woman, and then having to go through the system for child support. And paying that child support, boy, woo, they will break your back with these payments. So much so, a man won't have enough money to sustain himself. That's how bad this system is, man. That's how bad it is in the system. But all that being said, this is all chastening of the Lord. And it says, verse 6, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receive. You see? So be ready, man. Be ready to go through it and endure it and deal with it. Catching hell is a part of this thing, man. It's not no, you're going to come into this thing and find the Lord and the Lord finds you, and the next thing you know, your family, everybody's going to be happy for you. And, you know, because that's the sentiment that a lot of you lost Israelites have, man. That is the sentiment that you have. That, yeah, I found out I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and now I'm just going to go and scream on top of the rooftops, and my life is going to be better. I'm going to live my life, and, you know, and be full and live with a merry heart because you found out you're an Israelite. Don't you know, by finding out you're an Israelite, your life becomes a living, I'll say a so-called living hell? You see? So keep in mind, man, the Lord is not going to just let you come into this thing and let you run around with a smile and joyfulness and joyful heart because you found out who you are. Once the Lord receives you and accepts you and trusts you in this thing, you best believe you're going to start catching hell, man. Okay? Read verse 6 again. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth, and scourgeth every son whom he receive. Verse 7. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? You see? So consider yourself happy to be chastened. Consider yourself, happy to go to catch hell, man. And this next verse is going to speak about that. Consider yourself happy that you're going through these things that you're going through, knowing that is of the hand of the Lord. I'd rather have the hand of Yahweh Shai Shai upon me, than not upon me. Verse 8, it says, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then ye are a bastard and not sons. You see? If you be without chastisements, because a lot of people believe that they come into the fold, they come into this thing, I should say, and their life is going to do a 360-degree turn for the better. You are wrong. You are mistaken. The people, whoever taught you needs to be taught again, because when you come into this thing, it becomes very bitter. You become very lonely. You see? And that's what makes a soldier. That's what makes a man of the Lord. One who can undergo chastisement, catch all kinds of hell, and still maintain, man. And we're going to get into that. Okay? So know that of this. The Lord is the one who brings it, man. He is the one who brings that chastisement upon you. He's the one that brings that hell upon you. All right? And be happy. Take it cheerfully, as we're going to read now. Sirach 2:1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Okay? All these things that we just read have nothing to do with being happy. Have nothing to do with walking around with a fucking smile on your face as if, you just came across the best thing in your life and now your life is going to be 100%. We in Babylon, man. It's going to get worse. It's got to get worse before it gets better. Hence the reason why it is named and entitled the time of Jacob's trouble. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And when it gets better is when we're in the kingdom and the Lord has set us up as rulers of the earth. But being in here, being in Babylon, you best believe it's a hellhole. It's a living hell. It's a place where we will fucking, it's set to die over here, man. Okay? So as far as setting your heart aright, understand this. Understand this. Understand that you're going to catch hell. You're going to be subject to different types of shit that you're going to ask yourself, why is this happening to me? But as you become experienced and you get experience under your belt and you become seasoned, you're going to understand how to handle these things and why and how and who are putting these things upon you. Okay? Verse 3, it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. All right? The more chastisement you go through, the more experience and the more fortified you will become. Okay? And then, and may the Lord, and through the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and then may you be increased, man. You know? And each time you endure and go through shit, slowly but surely, you're being increased. All right? You're being changed into a new man. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. All right? So since we've been reading the beginning of this chapter, it's pretty much talking about hell, man, the shit that you're going to have to undergo. And the Lord has given us instructions here, how to handle that hell, how to carry yourself during that time. What's he say? Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And that's why I made the statement earlier. You should be happy that you're catching hell. Why? Because the scripture says this, as we read, the Lord chasteneth those who he loves, man. Okay? And it says, verse 4, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Right? So if this is making sense to you, may the Lord let it, resonate in your spirit and know that we have yet to have gone through true hell, man. We're catching it, but we have yet to have gone through the true hell that we know the Lord has set up for the nation of Israel, the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right? So right now, the shit that we undergo is tough, man. You know? It's tough. Even though we're out there on the highways and byways, we're pushing the word, we're staying faithful to the Lord, we're doing all these things to make our calling and election sure. Do you think for 1 minute that the Lord's just going to be like, all right, them men are doing these things? No. He chastened his only begotten son. He chastened men like Job. Okay? So what makes any man in this truth of ours think that we're going to go without chastisement? Didn't we not read that if you're without chastisement, you're a bastard? So get your mind right. Get yourself in the spirit of that you're about to undergo the worst shit on the planet Earth that this flesh has gone through, man. And it says in verse 4 again, it says, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Because when you're hasty and when you're too fast to judgment, too fast to make a decision, all right, you're going to do something irrational, which will then possibly find yourself, I'm out of here. This ain't for me. And this is why the brotherhood is so important, man. When you catch all kinds of hell, when you're going through all kinds of tribulation, the brotherhood is important because there's nobody on this planet Earth that's going to understand you than the brother that's standing beside you in this truth, man. You ain't gonna be able to go and talk to a nigga in the world and go and see somebody in the world and like, yeah, this, that. They're gonna be like, nigga, what's wrong with you? Are you crazy? You think this is gonna go down? You think this is gonna happen? That's how they're gonna look at you. So we gotta suffer these things, in silence, so to say, until you get around the brothers or the brotherhood. And that's why I want to go and read. Matter of fact, let's see if we can go to it right now. Let's go to Job, because there's something that's said to Job. Now I got Job 1 and Job 2 up here for a reason. All right. Now let's read about Job, because the subject matter here is going through hell. And did not Job suffer these things? Did he not go through so-called hell? Is it not written in the book of Romans, the 15th chapter? For all things are written for our learning. We're not going to go through this unscathed, man. We're not going to just waltz into the kingdom and the Lord put crowns on our heads. Okay? There's a straight gate that brothers make mention of quite often. All right? So let me read Job 1 and 8. And it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? Now, being in this truth of ours, and knowing that the Lord is the one that brings the chastisement, do you think that the Lord is not going to sit there and send Satan, to do a little damage unto us? Because didn't he not ask Satan? Matter of fact, we'll get to that. Continuing on, it says, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil? And I bring this up, man, because like I said, don't think just because you're doing the work, the Lord's going to make you exempt from all types of catching hell, man. And I think at times, and I'm not saying brothers do this, but I think sometimes a brother may have in that mindset that, yeah, I've been doing the work of the Lord, so I'm untouchable. Don't you know the Lord would touch your ass? That's why you got to be humble, man, and understand that the Lord does not fuck around. Excuse my language. He does not fuck around, man. And if you think for 1 minute that you're gonna have all types of confidence in the fact that, yeah, I'm doing this work, I'm a servant of the Lord, the Lord ain't gonna do nothing to me, you're wrong, man. You're dead wrong. All right. So Job eschewed evil, and we're all trying to do that very same thing. We're eschewing evil. We're trying to be upright. We're not perfect, but we're trying to walk in that stead where we may be found worthy. Okay? We walk and we fear Yahweh Shai. These are all the things that we do as men and servants of the Lord. But the Lord is no respecter of persons. All right? The Lord will put it on you just to keep you in check, man. He'll throw something your way, some hell your way, just to keep you in check. Even when you are, just being humble. All right. So Job chapter 2, verse 3 is where I want to kind of expound on a little more. All right. Let's read it. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity. That's the point I want to speak on. And still he holdeth fast his integrity. All right? Which a lot of men don't have integrity. So from there, we're going to come back to this. Let's just go here. All right? Let me go back one. All right, here it is here. This is the word for integrity. Forgive me, his phone is a little crazy. We'll play this.
Strong's H8538. Tama.
All right? Integrity. And it says, it is the root word. We'll just do it this way here. The root word in the etymology of H 8573. Let's go there. And this is what we have. It says integrity, completeness, fullness, innocence, simplicity, integrity. All right. When we jump up where it says King James translation, count, integrity, upright, uprightness, simplicity, perfection. All right. So when it said Job kept his integrity, he kept his completeness. Meaning what? Even though he was going through hell, he made it seem to the average person that he wasn't going through hell. He wasn't catching no hell. All right? And that's what having integrity is all about, man. People always, people, matter of fact, let me give you an example. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 16. All right? This is a perfect example of integrity. It says, moreover, when ye fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance, for they disfigure their faces, that they may appear unto men to fast. All right? So why would I use this to show as an example of integrity? Okay? Because when you fast, right? Especially when it's going to be your first time, you just first now fasting, a lot of men walk around with their faces all disconfigured, as the scripture says, waiting for that $1 million question. And that $1 million question is what people ask is, what's wrong? And then that's when all the gates open. Yeah, I haven't eaten in 18 hours. Oh man, And this is what people do when the scriptures clearly tell you, don't do these things. If you're going fast, matter of fact, let me open this up. Let me open it up. Okay, so I'll read 16 again and read down. It says, moreover, when thou fast, be not as the hypocrites of a sad countenance. Right. So you're walking around, you're moping, you appear like, and just waiting for that question, for somebody to say to you, what's wrong? The Lord said, be not like that. That's what the hypocrites do. People want to let people know you're fasting and you're going through, starvation, and you can't really get no energy. You're looking all mopey. Right? Holding your integrity, keeping yourself together is when you are fasting, when you haven't had anything to eat 28, 24, 48 hours, and you walk around with a full countenance, walking around as if nothing's even going on. Therefore, people shouldn't even have to ask you, what's wrong? Why do you look so, so out of it? They shouldn't have to ask you. Hold your integrity. Walk around as if you're a man, as if you are a man of the Lord, and know that, listen, I'm going through this. This is a supplication between me and the Lord. Even within this brotherhood of ours, man. Even within the brotherhoods. If you're not sharp, if you're not really sharp, you'll never know that a brother's fasting. You'll never know that he hadn't had nothing to eat in 48 hours. and that brother, having that integrity, is not going to let you know he's been fasting. You see? Now I kind of switched gears a little bit, but once again, it's all about catching that hell. When you catch hell, you ain't supposed to walk around, waiting for somebody to ask you, what's wrong? What do you do? What's happening? You ain't gotta wait for that. You catching hell, you deal with it. You take it, you harvest it, and you keep it moving, man. And this is another reason why, being in this truth, it's a solo thing, man. It's a solo thing. You're solitaire. You go through this thing of ours. There are times where you don't want to speak to nobody. You don't want to be bothered by anybody. You just want to be left alone, man. Okay? Let me read verse 17. It says, "But thou, when thou fast, anoint thy head and wash thy face, that thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto the Father which is in secret. And thy Father which is seeth in secret shall reward thee openly." Okay? So there's your instruction. There's your instruction. And that instruction goes beyond just fasting, man. Being in this truth, catching that hell. You don't always have to talk, man. You don't always have to be saying something. I learned this from the apostles, man. I learned this from the apostles, that you may have knowledge, you may have wisdom and understanding, but you don't always have to open your mouth. Lay low, sit back, watch things unfold. Take mental note and keep it moving. But your voice does not always have to be heard, man. And a lot of guys just want to keep yipping and yapping and go. It don't have to be that way. And I learned that straight from the apostles, man. The water Yahweh Shai, that he's given all of us these men to teach us and to show us this way, man. But all that being said, catching hell and being in this truth, man, you're going to go through it. You're going to experience it. It's going to be even worse than we can imagine, man. You got a lot of Israelites out there who give you the notion that being in this thing of ours, and I don't want to say ours because even though they recognize themselves as Hebrew Israelites, they're not a part of this family. They're not a part of this branch that the Lord has set up, man. There are many branches, right? But this branch that the Lord has set up, is a special branch, man. And the Lord holds us dear to his heart because we are, being following orders, following commandments. All right. So all that being said, man, we being men of the Lord, there's going to be things that we're going to undergo, and there's going to be things that are going to happen to brothers that, the Lord will do shit and will make you realize that he is in control of this thing. And a lot of times the Lord has to smite a brother because he may be getting too puffed up or maybe getting a little beside himself. And the Lord will come down upon your ass and do something unto you, and that's gonna make you put you back in the right frame of mind. Like, yo, the Lord don't fuck around. The fear of the Lord does not fall upon those of the world, man. They think the Lord is an equal unto them, and they can just say and do whatever the hell they want. But we of the hopeful elect, we know that the Lord demands fear and respect, man. He demands it. And damn sure right, we give it. Okay? So I brought that point out all in all just to show you, about keeping your integrity. Even the scriptures speak about surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. All right? Even though we're mad and we're angry with this kingdom, with this rulership, we don't walk around, fuck Esau, I'm gonna fucking kill you, Esau, I'm gonna get you. And, we don't walk around portraying ourselves that way because we have integrity, And if a brother's doing that, you got to check yourself, man. There's an appointed time for everything. And when the Lord gives you understanding, you now will know that, listen, the fight is of the Yahweh Shai. Okay? So from there, I want to go to let me go back to Job and just finish that off. Job chapter 2. It says, "And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil, and still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without cause." All right. So when you're catching hell and you're going through types of shit, keep your integrity, man. Keep that integrity, because you're not the only one that's going through hell. You're not the only one that's being chastened. As we read, let me read it again. Verse 4, Sirach chapter 2, verse 4. I'll read it again. "Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to low estate." All right. So we tell you the truth here, Great Millstone. You come into this thing, you're gonna go through a lot of hardship, man. You're gonna go through a lot of hardship. And the majority of that hardship coming into this thing is your woman. She gonna get you. She gonna try to flatten you. She gonna try to make you look stupid. She gonna try to get rid of you. And Lord, if you got children with this woman, you brothers, you better be ready to start fucking paying out the ears, man. Because this system is merciless when it comes to child support and men. Merciless. Believe me when I tell you that. All right? And that's going to be another part of what I'm talking about, catching hell. You're going to find out. You will see if you have not already gone through it. The majority of the brothers who listen and watch, you've gone through it already. But it's hell, man. We're living in hell. All right? So let me finish off on a couple more. This is 2 Timothy 2:1. It says, "Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Yahushua Mashiach." You see that? Be strong in the grace in the Lord, because the Lord is merciful and he will direct your paths. All right? But don't think just because, you're doing this work that you're going to be exempt from catching hell. Continuing on. It says, "And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also." And that's why I said earlier, man, when you're going through shit, you're not gonna be able to go to anybody else outside of this truth, man, to get edification, to be edified, to get comfort. The scriptures is that comforter, but sometimes it take a brother to quote certain scriptures to you, read certain things to you, so you can be comforted, man. Okay? As it is written, "The same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also." All right? Verse 3, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach." You see? Endure hardness as a good soldier, because there's no real rite of passage to this thing, man. And what I mean by that is, there's no thing, all right, the third month you being in the truth, you're going to catch all kinds of hell, but after that third month, you're going to be smooth sailing. Okay? That's why, once again, reading back in Sirach, let me see. I don't think I read the verse here yet. Oh, there it is. I'm shlocking. Verse 2. It says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure." Constantly endure. Meaning what? It's not going to be just a month where you're going to go through strict hell and it's going to be over. The moment you come into this fold, until Yahweh Shema Shai delivers us, we're going to have to constantly endure. And likewise, some of you women who truly believe, you ain't exempt. You ain't exempt. You know? So this is extended out to you as well. Whatever womanly things that you go through, you know, you're going to catch hell as well. Because keep in mind, the hopeful elect is just not men. Some people may teach that the hopeful elect are all men. All right? Which is not the case. Some of you women are going to be of the hopeful elect, to be delivered. So therefore, you have to set it in your mind as well that there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to constantly endure. You're going to have to cleave unto the Lord with all your heart and all your might. And understand whatsoever is brought upon you as well, take cheerfully. All right? But once again, constantly enduring, because this thing is not just a month where you're going to suffer something. You're going to go through something. Shit, just being a man and being in the flesh, some men, you know, they come into the fold and all of a sudden their woman leave them and they never really get over that woman. So you got to constantly endure for the mere fact that you being plagued by the love that you have for that woman, and that love is no more. You know, and you get to thinking, oh damn, she was somebody else now, and then it really messed brothers up. Your brothers have gone through that shit, man. So as it is written, verse 3, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. You know, and through prayer and fasting and praying without ceasing, the Lord will ease up that yoke upon you, you know, especially for you men who lost your woman and lost children, lost whatever, man. The Lord will ease up that yoke upon you, man. As long as you, what? Have integrity, you endure that hardness that is, you know, thrown upon you. Okay? And just keep praying to the Lord, man. This hell that we're catching, and this hell that we're going to be subjected to and go on and undergo, it's not going to be just a thing where, whew, shoo, glad that's over. All right? It's building and building and building, and it's about to erupt, man. It's about to erupt. Some brothers may not make it. Some women, you may not make it, man. That's why we hope and pray for the hopeful elect, that the Lord, that, you know, none of us are lost, but we understand there's going to be martyrs in this thing. Okay? We understand that. All right, so I'm going to end it with that right there, man. I'm going to end it with that. Lord willing, you know, you were edified, and, you know, just, you know, keep praying, man. Praying that the Lord have mercy, you know, keep the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai. Keep it real, man. Keep it real and keep it in the forefront. Don't ever think the Lord to be your equal, you know, and you think you're going to get beside yourself and get above yourself. A lot of men have done that, and a lot of men have been pushed to the wayside. All right, so with that, I'm going to say Yahweh Shema Shai, Barakathum to all you out there, you know, fighting that good fight of faith. Keep pushing that word, and may the Lord find us, you know, worthy to be delivered. I say Shalom.